Meanwhile, Tucker Carlson continues to land some pretty big interviews. He spoke with Elon Musk yesterday. Let's roll a little bit of his interview with him.
You were shocked to find out that various intel agencies were affecting its operations?
The degree to which various government agencies had effectively had full access to everything that was going on Twitter blew my mind. I was not aware of that.
Would that include people's DMs?
Yes.
So he also addressed, that's one part of what he talked about, the combination of the government, the security state, and Twitter. He also got into generative AI. So let's play the second clip, and then we'll break it all down.
Non-trivial, it has the potential of civilizational destruction. There's movies like Terminator, but it wouldn't quite happen like Terminator because the intelligence would be in the data centers.
Right.
The robot's just the end effector. But I think perhaps what you may be alluding to here is that regulations are really only put into effect after something terrible has happened.
That's correct.
If that's the case for AI, and we only put in regulations after something terrible has happened, it may be too late to actually put the regulations in place. The AI may be in control at that point.
So Musk then said in this interview that he was preparing to launch Truth GPT. We can put C3 up. He's trying to launch a truth-focused competitor to Chat GPT. That may seem naive. It may seem funny to people. And I think there are all kinds of obvious difficulties that come with trying to direct AI towards truth in the age where nobody agrees on what constitutes truth or what the value of truth actually even is in the beginning. But he said, quote, "I'm going to start something which I'll call Truth GPT, a maximum truth-seeking AI that tries to understand the nature of the universe. I think this might be the best path to safety in the sense that an AI that cares about understanding the universe is unlikely to annihilate humans because we are an interesting part of the universe." Unlikely to annihilate. Not great odds, I would say, in terms of civilization. But he has actually incorporated a company back last month called X.AI. This is according to Gizmodo. And some reports say he's been reaching out to AI folks, trying to sign them on to his new gig, onto that new AI venture. He did sign that big letter last month. I actually also signed it. I'm not on the high-profile side of that because it was like Steve Wozniak, Elon Musk, and all of those other like tech giants saying that we need to pause open source public AI, generative AI, that is, until we can wield it responsibly, which is, I think, an important point to make. So he was instrumental in the founding of ChatGPT, of OpenAI, and has been disillusioned, soured on the project. Now, Steve Bannon clapped back to all of this. We put C4 up. He had some words to say. He called Elon Musk a snake oil salesman and said, quote, "You're a fool if you trust him." A lot to unpack, Ryan, as they say.
Well, so we've got a couple motivations to unpack here. I've been really gratified to see Elon Musk's kind of jihad against AI, because this stuff does scare me.
Yeah.
And the point that you only regulate after something bad happens is something that liberals, progressives, and the left have all been saying for years. And so we ought to get ahead of it. And so I'm in complete agreement with it. You also see a lot of people who say that Musk is actually just cynically saying this stuff because he's behind when it comes to the AI race. So that's why he wants this pause. And so to have him come out with his own AI thing, but good AI, it's like, oh, God. Okay, so maybe that is where this comes. Whatever. It takes different bedfellows to build a coalition. So if there are some people who are cynically opposing the explosive growth of AI at this point, while others are like genuinely, earnestly opposing it, whatever. It's all opposition, and whatever we can do to kind of get a handle on this before it gets a handle on us, I think is a good thing. When it comes to Bannon's motivation, yeah, he's banned from Twitter. Yeah, and he's salty that he can't get back on.
Musk refuses to unban Steve Bannon, which is something I forgot about until I read that article. I was like, really, this is what we're doing? But he also says that Musk is on the wrong side of China, and I think that's a pretty good point. We've covered that before. He opened that big factory literally in Xinjiang.
And didn't Bannon get arrested on like a some Chinese mogul's yacht.
Yes, yes.
So none of this is clean, like pure intellectual kind of jousting.
No, there's a lot going on. I do think this gets to the sort of Musk-Taibbi versus Mehdi Hassan debate in a sense, in that when we went back to that first clip where Musk says the degree to which various government agencies had effectively full access to everything that was going on Twitter blew my mind. Effectively full access to everything that was going on Twitter. Some of those early revelations from the Twitter files that wouldn't have happened without him were that constant meetings with the FBI, constant communications with government agencies about potential censorship and actual censorship, whether you think the degree of the censorship was warranted, the Hunter Biden pictures, or it was limited or not, it was happening. Bottom line, we know that because of the Twitter files. We know the sort of contours of what was happening because of the Twitter files. And it was interesting on the right that a lot of people came to see Donald Trump as like a blunt force object and a net good. All of these different problems, obviously, all of these different competing motivations. Is he trying to, get his brand back in shape, make money, whatever it is? But then even people who accepted all of that said, well, he's useful as a blunt force object. There's probably a parallel going on with Elon Musk in that I think there are clearly a million different problems. But I also feel like there are a lot of things we wouldn't know if not for Elon Musk. And this AI debate actually is changing because of Elon Musk in a better direction, whether or not that's because of pure motivations.
Right. And it's not just U.S. intelligence agencies that had access to DMs. We also know that Saudi Arabia, which is continues to be a significant owner in Twitter, was running an entire intelligence operation in which they were bribing engineers in order to get them, to give them information on dissident DMs and locations as well. And there was even a trial about this. Like, this is not is a conspiracy, but is one that was rolled up. But it's not one that had any consequences for people above the engineers, basically. That's why I think you and I, when we were talking about this initial sale, were saying that the one major thing he could do to show everybody that he's taking these concerns seriously and is operating in good faith is to encrypt direct messages in a way that makes it so that Twitter itself does not have access to the messages, so that you can come with bribes, you can come with a warrant. It doesn't matter. It's out of our hands. We don't have it. Yeah. Like, you got to get it some other way, like by when somebody screenshots it and posts it to Twitter, like Musk did with his signal messages with Taibbi. Like, if you want to get messages, it's going to have to be old-fashioned way. You're not going to be able to. There's going to be no backdoor for you. I mean,
get out a Polaroid and take a picture of the screen.
Yeah, that's it. That's what you got to do. Until he does that, I'm going to take everything he says on these questions with a grain of salt. Hopefully he does, though. Like, it is. I am, as a journalist, always nervous when people are DMing me through Twitter if they're trying to stay secure. And a best practice is really to then immediately delete, like move them over to Signal, and then delete the exchange. Sometimes they can go back and find it, but you're always much better off if it's just not there. Because if you do get hacked, oftentimes what hackers can find, or if, say, an engineer comes in the back end, what they're going to see is what's there, and it takes them an extra couple layers to go back and find things that have been deleted. But yes, it's something that people should be aware of, that you do not necessarily have privacy in your private messages.
Oh, no, absolutely not. So you're right. There are a lot of things that need to happen. I think, obviously both of us would always take him with a grain of salt because he's a powerful billionaire who's in charge of, like, what, I don't know, 20% of the world at this point. It's impossible to quantify, but a lot. So always take that stuff with a grain of salt, of course.
Publicly funded billionaire, we should add.
Yeah, yes, funded by all of us. It's beautiful, really, when you think about it.
It is. It takes a village.
It sure does.
Yeah.
It takes a village.
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.